YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another reaction video. Now, before we get into this reaction, make sure if you like the content that you are subscribed to the channel. It is free to subscribe. Also share and like the video and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right. So I'm not going to talk. We're going to jump right into this one. I'm going to give my 2 cents. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. So make sure you chime in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
I hate that when I tell people I'm trans, they be like, you lying. I should be like, why would I be lying? Like, they be like, well, if you're trans, then how do you look like that? I was like, look like what? You trying to say, oh, trans girls look like, yeah, I know what I'm thinking. Or they be like, oh, how you shaped like that? And it's just like, am I supposed to be all butchy? Like, or I tell a boy and he'll just automatically assume, like, if you ain't like me, you ain't have to say you're trans. And I'm like, I'm not lying, I'm dead. Like, I'm gonna read a lot of y'all.
Listen, I want to hear y'all thoughts on this one. You know, if a person tells you that they're trans, just believe them. Believe them. I mean, I don't think anybody would have a reason to lie about it. Nowadays, look, there are trans people out here who you just can't tell. Now, in this particular case, honestly, I can't tell that this is a trans woman. This looks like a biological woman, in my opinion. So I can't tell. And there may be situations where you're out here dating and, you know, everybody is not as forthcoming as this person is. A lot of people will not tell you the truth and have you believing something else. It could be very tricky, but I think it's important for trans people to be honest about their transition. I mean, I think in this particular case, seems like this person is not afraid to say that they're trans, and I think that's a good thing, because honestly, from what this person is saying, they're saying men can't tell. So men could easily be fooled and not know the difference, because everybody doesn't look, you know, super tall or big with big old hands and big old feet. You know what I'm saying? Where in certain cases, you can obviously tell if the person is trans. There are some cases where you cannot tell, where you could be fooled. And in some cases, men have been fooled into thinking that these women were biological women when they were in fact trans, and they didn't tell them. And so they was hoodwinked or duped into believing this because they didn't look like it. And I think this could be the case. So I think at least we can respect a person who's willing to be honest about it and say, hey, yeah, I'm trans or whatever. You know, I mean, I look like it, but I am. And now, if you don't want to believe them, that's a whole nother story. I'm just saying. If you don't want to believe what they're telling you, that's a whole nother situation. Now, that's on you at that point. But if a person is honest, which I think, you know, and I know there are a lot of trans women who don't feel that they have to disclose that information, or don't feel that they have to tell somebody that right away when they're dating. And I just don't agree with that. I think that if you're dating someone, you need to let them know what's going on. If you are a trans woman, trans man, trans whatever, I think that you should be honest about your reality and let them know, and let them decide if they want to continue on with in a relationship with you, or if they choose to do otherwise. It's only fair to disclose what's going on. You know, and as much as I know a lot of trans women want to say that they're women and just want to say women, if that's not the way you were born, I think you need to be honest with people that you're dating. I really do, because if the man that you're dating is under the impression that you are a biological woman, and this person wants kids and they want to have a life, and they want to, you know, they have certain expectations thinking that you are born, that you are a biological woman and you're not, that's going to cause issues. And you don't know the state mentally of that person and how they think. And, you know, everybody's not going to think the way you think. So you should disclose that information if you're out here dating. I'm just saying. And you don't have to always disclose it in person. You can have a conversation over the phone with the person. If you don't feel safe, then I think maybe over the phone you should say, you know what, I'm a trans woman, or I'm a trans man, or whatever. And that way that person can decide if they want to be in a relationship with you. But I think in a lot of cases, it may not be all, but in a lot of cases, a lot of trans women have been turned away because biological men didn't want a trans woman, didn't want to have a serious relationship with a trans woman, because they wanted a relationship with the biological woman. And in many cases, a lot of men feel like if they're dealing with a trans woman, that they've been duped, or they feel like that is gay activity. So I think it just makes sense. And I know some agree with this, some don't. And I understand it. But at the same time, you need to be honest. I don't care. I just think you need to be honest. You need to let a person, especially if you like somebody and you're actually going on dates with them, I think you should let them know off rip. I don't think you should wait till y'all 2 and 3 dates in. I think you need to let the person know. So I can respect the fact that this individual is being honest about it. Now, if you are a man and you're delusional and you think, oh my God, she looks like a biological woman, but the person is telling you, hey, I was born a man, then if you don't want to believe them and you want to proceed, then that's on you. You know, every different strokes for different folks. Everybody is not going to agree to the same things. You know, some men are okay with that. Some men are not. And I think just to be on the safe side for everybody involved, it makes sense to disclose your true nature, like what you really are, what you identify as and what you were born as. And it's not about, even though I think some trans women are in fear of being honest because they don't think that they'll be able to find somebody who's gonna want to be with them for real, like for a real solid, stable relationship where they actually acknowledge them and claim them. I think that's the issues that a lot of trans women run into. So I understand why they don't want to disclose it, but just even though that's the case, if that's the case, I think you still should tell. I think you should still tell a person. A lot of trans women, they want biological men. They don't want men who are on the DL or, you know, on the down low or whatever. They want men, straight men a lot of times. And if you think about that, if these men are straight, then and you're trying to avoid telling them that you are born a man, that is a sticky situation. I think that's a scary situation to be put in. And I think if you don't want to be in a situation that may become detrimental or something that may be dangerous, you have to tell people the truth. And whatever the consequences are that follows that's just what you have to accept. Because you can't just impose your feelings and views onto somebody who's not into that. And I think that's the problem. And I don't think every trans person does this, but there are some who don't believe in disclosing that. And I really think you should. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be insulting to some men. And I don't think the men should be shamed into feeling the way they feel because they're straight men. They want biological women. They want women who they can have children with. They want women they can have a family with. They want women. They don't want a trans woman. And I think that needs to be respected. It's a slippery slope and a dangerous game to play when you're not honest about the reality of what you're in. So listen, y'all really gotta ask these questions out here in the dating scene, because honestly, like I said, this person does not look like a trans woman. This looks like a biological woman, and a lot of men could be fooled. And like this trans woman said, hey, the men don't believe. So listen, please believe if they tell you this is the deal, believe them. You know what I'm saying? Don't try. I mean, and if you're not interested in that, keep it moving. But if you still want to be interested, hey, that's your choice. That's your choice to do what you want to do. But I think it makes sense, in my opinion, to be honest about what it is and let a person decide from there. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Chime in. Do you think that you should withhold that information after 3, 4, 5 dates, or should you let a person know up front what's going on and let them decide before they get deeper into the relationship? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, y'all. Chime in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.